What's going on, everybody? So apparently, the Russo brothers actually invited Zack Snyder to have a, if you want to call a meal, and to me, it's kind of disrespectful. Why? I'll tell you right now. Make sure to hit the subscribe, drop a comment, all that good stuff. So let's look at it from this point of view. All right, business wise, that's the competition inviting you to come in. Give me your ideas. Let me see what you're thinking so that later we can take it, we can chop it up, switch it around, and boom, we move ahead with your idea that you gave us. All right. If you look at it from this point of view, from a business aspect, that's Marvel literally telling DC, hey, tell us your plans so we can steal them, work on them, rearrange things, and then put it out in the market before you guys do. All right. Reason why I say that, all right, before Endgame and before Infinity War, all right, when Zack Snyder was doing his Justice League and everything was leading up to it, there was leaks about what his ideas were, and he was supposed to have that Batman was gonna give him, he was gonna sacrifice himself to save, as always, humanity and whatever. But then what happened in Infinity War and in Endgame? Iron Man gives himself to save humanity, right? There's a lot of similarities when you look at Justice League and you look at Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. All right, all of these things are just not coincidence. You can never trust your competitor, never, because that's what business is about. It's literally chess. You can never give your ideas to your competitor because they're going to go ahead and take them and they're going to run off with your ideas, change them, and do something similar to it. All right. When Justice League and Zack Snyder stepped down from it, yeah, we got the spotlight on the Avengers. So boom, they went and capitalized and they made this whole thing that was literally similar to what Justice League, was with Zack Snyder. There was a lot of similarities. And honestly, that's what it was gonna build up to. But of course, Marvel, they took the lead, they did it, they had the money, they didn't waste no time. They just ran with the idea and changed it. All right. And look, in the end, as a fan, I appreciate what the Russo brothers are doing, but they're snakes too. They're still in the end Marvel/Disney. All right, you cannot trust these people. You just cannot trust them. Period. All right. I don't know why DC allows and continues to keep forming relationships with its competitor. If you want to keep forming relationships, just go ahead and merge at this point because you guys are so desperate that it's just ridiculous. And this is why it continues to flop. All right. And a lot of us do not want DC to turn into the MCU, and that's exactly what it's already turned into, you know? And it's sad because that's exactly what it's all becoming. This whole thing is just probably a whole marketing scheme when it comes down to James Gunn. And look, James Gunn has said it. The Rock has said he'll back him up, and other actors are also interested in doing a Marvel versus DC crossover, right? In the end, when things are gonna be down and everything is gonna be down, and DC's without money, like to the point where they're gonna have to eventually sell, Disney's going to buy them. It's sad, but that's gonna be the reality. It's just gonna be one big monopoly, and Disney is trying hard to acquire it because look at how bad it is and everything that DC has done with all their films after Zack Snyder. Everything has just been flopping. Everything. Let's be real. And it's sad because that's exactly what's gonna happen. If they keep it up at the rate they're going, Disney's just gonna end up buying them out too. And they're just gonna be like, hey, look, we finally own Batman, Superman, and these characters. Because remember, back in the 90s, it happened to Marvel. They started losing money and they started licensing out everybody. That's why they had to buy the whole studio of Fox so they can buy back their X-Men. They don't have Sony yet because Sony's still milking Spider-Man, so they're doing their part so they don't lose the Spider-Man rights. But that's what it's coming down to. As a fan, I don't like this, honestly. This just smells just way too much. You're just too close with the competitor. And they're gonna take advantage of Zack Snyder, honestly. Zack is a cool guy. He's a nice, humble dude. But in this business, especially in Hollywood, you can't be humble. You can't be nice with these people. They're aggressive. They're sharks. They're gonna just seek and destroy. That's it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Make sure to hit the subscribe. And as always, until next time.